I want to especially welcome everyone who is available today for our weekly review. Today we'll be reviewing all through the um, analysis we made for last week. And okay, we're still in the week, so it's not for last week. The analysis we made for the week, and we're going to be looking at some of the decisions we made. We're going to be diving into the profit, the loss, the experience generally, just so we can be able to re-strategize for the new coming week. So I'm going to turn on my trading view app. We had a very beautiful week. And a very beautiful week. Consistently, we had profitable entries, and there were some that were not profitable. But if you look at the ones that were profitable, there were more. The ones that were profitable were more. So we'll be looking at them one by one. Like you all know, we usually start our analysis from the 1 week time frame. We're going to have a lot of lines now because of all the activities in the various parts. There were some new review which we added to our analysis and has made us to be able to have some more winning entries. And if you look, you see we have sell stop now. We have sell stop. Then we have buy stop, buy stop, buy stop, right? Buy stop. And these are price actions. So what does it mean? It means that when price gets to these levels, the buy movements will definitely put a stop on this point because it's a liquidity zone and price is going to grab liquidity. So even if price will break that zone, there will be some movement before it breaks. So if you are buying, you'll be looking up to stop in there. So we marked all the stop levels from the 1 week time frames. 1 week time frame went to 24-hour time frame. We did the same thing. You can see the buy stop went to 4-hour time frame. But unfortunately, price didn't get to any of our stop. You can see 4-hour time frame. And then we did the 1-hour time frame. Okay. It was getting close. That was when I anticipated this sell entry that reversed at the psychological level. I was spotting the sell stop, so I felt if this bearish candle breaks the psychological level, it was going to get to the sell stop spot. Because if you look very well, you see that there is a big window here. There's a big interval. Anytime price gets to this level, there will be a massive sell here. I anticipated it, but it happened to be that there's liquidity grab at that point, and price grabbed. That's why you see this box. Price grabbed liquidity here and reversed. And this is part of what I want to talk about in this review about what price is beginning to do to us now at psychological levels. It's beginning to play with our intelligence. So we want to show the price that we are also intelligent. So we want to review our decisions on psychological levels in this review. So there are new decisions we're going to be making now. Initially, whenever price breaks psychological level with a bearish candle, it's usually most times a confirmation for entry. Or I think I was a little bit fast. Okay, this is 1 hour. No, this is 1 hour, so I wasn't fast. Let me go to 15 minutes. Go to 15 minutes so I can finish what I'm saying. Now, usually when price breaks any psychological level with a bearish candle, I usually wait for the second candle. Now, that second candle usually confirms my entry for me. That second candle usually confirms my entry for me. And now in this case, price broke the psychological level with a bearish candle and gave another bearish candle. Can you see that now? How on earth does price give a bearish candle and then give a bullish candle? That's a manipulation. Suddenly, my bearish candle closed as a doji and gave a bullish candle. Doji, which signifies reversal or indecisive. Then the next thing I saw was a bullish candle. I wasn't expecting a bullish candle. It didn't stop there. It went bullish, 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 bullish. It broke this psychological level, gave me another huge rejection at this red price action, gave me a bearish candle, as you can see. Then I took this entry. First of all, I took it from here, if you noticed. I took it from here because I was looking at the rejection here. I was looking at this liquidity. I was looking at this bearish candle entering, and then it went back. I had to update my stop loss because first my stop loss was just at psychological level here because I felt, okay, the institutions will move the price from the psychological level downward. But no, it came, it broke the psychological level, gave a huge rejection, gave a bearish candle on the psychological level, which normally will come down. It didn't come down. Rather, price kept on manipulating itself here. Then when it got to news time, I knew I had to make some serious decision here. So what I did was I waited for the news. The moment the news came in and gave price pushed down to this point, I closed the trade before price went to take out all the stop loss of the people that were not ready to close the trade. Came here and then gave a huge rejection. So when he gave that huge rejection, price kept going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And suddenly I saw a head. I said, wow, I think this is about to be the head, left shoulder, and right shoulder pattern, which will give a beautiful bearish move to the next psychological level. So immediately I drew my head, shoulder, left pattern, and right pattern. And then I was waiting for price to come to psych level. But first, I need to confirm the right shoulder. So that was what failed us at the concluding part of the week. It was forming it, but price has been very manipulative. So it's destroyed the right shoulder. So before you confirm that strategy, the right shoulder must be confirmed. That means left shoulder and right shoulder. The right shoulder shouldn't break the left shoulder. Shouldn't break the left shoulder. That's how to confirm it. So, and that also happened. So those are some of the things I said we're going to review. So what am I now referring to? What I'm referring to is that when you when you are doing when you are working with the psychological level for any reasons and price gets to any psychological level like it is here, maybe you want to take entry from psychological level and price gets to, let's say price gets to this one does not move. Let me delete it. I wanted to use it to mark that level. Okay, let me use my normal box. Yeah, let me change. Okay, let's say price gets to a psychological level like this point. Now, our review now will be that anytime price gets to any psychological level, we'll be expecting price to manipulate people at psychological level now. We will not be quick to make entries anymore like before. Rather, what we're going to do is we're going to wait for, instead of two candles, wait for 3 candles. Time is coming, we'll make it 4. Yeah, time is coming, we'll make it 4. So wait for 3 candles. So let's see if AI will hack 3 candles, then we'll begin to wait for 4 candles. So once 3 candles are formed, you should notice the third candle is what told us that this is a bullish move. So don't be in a hurry, be patient. Be patient whenever you see price on psychological level now. Patient, because right now, a lot of people are taking advantage of that psychological, and it has made millionaires already. And many brokers are losing funds to psychological level. So I think that's the reason why they hacked that entry. So as a trader, you must be dynamic. You must be dynamic. You can't be in one-way traffic. That's the reason why you see that our strategy is a winning strategy. We are not in one-way traffic. We are not just using psychological level. We're using price action. We're not just using price action. We're using we're not using price action. We're using sessions, price action sessions, like London session, Asian session, New York sessions. You see, we're paying attention to news. You see, and then we're paying attention to what else are we paying attention to? We're paying attention to a lot of things. So you see, you're paying attention to trend, we're paying attention to pattern, we're paying attention to price action, psychological level news, we're paying attention to buy region and sell region. These things makes us dynamic. So I don't think there's any reason why AI, sorry, should be able to manipulate us. They succeeded in manipulating us here and here, but we have hacked them. They will not succeed next week. So we will use 3 candles to confirm entries on site levels. Now look at what price did again on site level. Let me show you. I've shown you this one, right? Look at another one here. It was a bearish candle here. It came here, got rejected. Gave a bearish candle here. Gave a bullish candle here. Gave a bearish candle. But this one closed above the site level. This one closed above the site level. It didn't end there. The next time price tested, okay, look at it. It tested this site level. It broke it. It tested this site level. It broke it. So now, if you are going to make entries with site levels, only make such entries when you are very sure that there is, like for instance, if you're going to make entry here, I think I was a bit early with this entry. If I'm going to make an entry there now with my review, I'm going to put it like this. So my entry will be on the site level. Then because of this red line, which is a price action line, I'm going to put my stop loss just after the red line, because I'm expecting price to break and manipulate those people at the site level, but it can't manipulate them and the red line. It can't do that. It has to manipulate those after the site level first before going for those on red. So watch and see what price did. Manipulated those on site level, go to the red line, rejected, came, gave this move to here. I've got to know my profits. In fact, from here to here, I know how much it gave me just last week, just this week that ended. So it's enough for me to close that entry. You see that? Even though this looks like 50, this is not completely 1:2. So I was not targeting that level. I was targeting the next site level. So this would have been my entry with my new review now. So please take notes. We will need to deal with AI under their strategy of grabbing liquidity at site level. Remember, smart money tells us that money is at the level where people are entering. So because people enter at site levels, what does that tell you? It tells you that now, if it's a bullish move, just above the cycle level will be liquidity. So price has got to grab the liquidity in that level before making a bearish move. If it's a bullish move, look at it. There's a liquidity. There's a liquidity. So price broke the psychological level, making you to think we're going bearish because it has broken. No, it only came to grab the liquidity before it gave it reversal. So take note of that. That's part of what we needed to review today. So after we do our analysis, price actions, now see what price actions do for us in case you don't know what it does for us. When you mark these price actions at different levels from this time frame, and you take the trend line, of course, this is a downtrend, and you take the counter trend line. I think I removed the counter trend line when it was broken. So we need to give another new counter trend line this new week. It's supposed to be a counter trend line. I took it out when it got broken. Then there's another trend line here, right? After taking all those lines from one time frame, they may be looking too close. But when you come to a lower time frame, which is like 1 day, you find that there are more spaces. Okay. So you take price action again from these 24 hours. Not very different from 1 week. So it's just going to be a few that you find here. Okay. What are we trying to achieve? We go to 4 hours. You see the announced spaces, right? So we're trying to spot price decisions. Okay. We go straight to 1 hour time frame. There are more spaces you can see. So those price action that you are seeing that are too close on the higher time frames, they help us make entries on the lower time frames. Let me show you what I mean. For instance, you'll notice that okay, let's take it from 12 and see. For instance, you notice that when price came at the beginning of the week, price gave a bearish move. Where did it react at the price action level? It came down after the price action level, giving us an entry. Where did it react again? A price action level close to a psychological level. That became a very key level. Anytime you see that psychological level and price action are close, those are very key levels. Very important because two factors are there. Then it gave a reversal from here, right? And went bullish. It came to the price action level and did a little bit of swing before it continued upward. Where did it stop again? Price action level. Where did it stop again? Price action level. Are you seeing? So this is why we will always win trades because we use price action levels. Other people who don't know what we do with these lines might say our lines are too many. Yeah, I've heard people criticize my strategy and say that my lines are too many. Then I asked them, are you losing money? They said yes. I said, if these many lines will make me not lose money, leave the lines for me. Because we are dealing with a system that is manipulative, highly manipulative. So I'm very interested at every price action level. For instance, I take this trade here. As soon as it gets to this first price action, I'm going to close it. If it breaks it, I'll take another one and close it. That's what I've been doing. And that's what I've been keeping me profitable. Look at this head, left shoulder, right shoulder. You think I took it straight? I didn't take it straight. Let me show you what I did. First of all, when this bullish rejection was given, I took it. Okay, no, I took the first one for news. Then when when it came down bearish, I took it because I knew it was forming head. When it got to psychology level, I closed it. When it broke psychology level, I took it again. When it got to this price action, I closed it. When it broke it, I took it again. When it's getting close to this price action and it gave a rejection, I closed it. That's what I kept doing. I did the same thing on this. I did the same thing on this. I kept doing the same thing. When I saw that price has grabbed liquidity here, I took this entry. When price got to this red price action line, it was late at night. I needed to rest so I can be able to trade more the following week. I could have stayed away because I knew the Asian session was going to drive price. This is the Asian session. If I own the indicator now, you will see it, but I don't want to own it so that it doesn't make my analysis clumsy. But there'll be a time where I'll own it so that I can use it to explain some things in this review. So the Asian session, I knew it was going to break this, but I couldn't have waited, and I didn't want AI to manipulate me while I'm sleeping. So I didn't take any trade. I closed it here. When I woke up and saw that the Asian session had broken it, every move has a reversal. I knew that the Asian session was going to have a reversal. Where did it reverse? Price action. Are you not seeing that price action are very important for us? Reversed as price action, came back to this price action, stopped again, took liquidity, retested it, and then gave a bearish move. So I took this bearish move because this was the end of the shoulders. That's the left shoulder, right shoulder pattern. The target is usually a bearish move. So this is where the bearish move started. So I took it from here down to the B and I made a massive profit on that. So the moment it ended here, you can't trade that account again. If you trade that kind of account again, that's what this manipulation was for. This is complete manipulation till Friday trading closed. It was to collect from all those people that have made profit from here. You need to understand when the system has given a lot of money and is looking for how to get it back. You don't enter with that account again. That's why I have several accounts. So that account was closed for the day and will continue from Monday. Then new accounts. I use new account for this. Like my 100K accounts, I used it on this point and I made more than 1%, I think 1.2% of that 100K account, which gave me that $1,200. So take note of that. So those are the things that we did. Okay. Trying as much as possible so that this review can be a little bit more interesting. Also, on our 4-hour time frame, remember we usually mark the two candles that begins the week. Okay. So this is the low of it and this is the high of it. So the high of it tells us the buy region for the week. The low of it tells us the sell region. We also turn on our session breaks. And then there's this trend that comes from 4-hour time frame that we always like to identify. This is it. We identified it and we identified the counter trend before we went straight to, okay, we also put the price actions. Then we went straight to 1 hour where we only spotted the only little difference of 1 hour and 4 hours time frame price action. We just marked it. And then we went straight to 15 minutes. Okay, we also trend line from 1 hour and 4 hours, no more different. So we went straight to 15 minutes where we began to look at psychological level. So we marked our psychological level starting from the current price of the week, which was from this point. First psychological level was here, second was here. So after marking on the second, we did not take price action for 15 minutes. So the next thing we did was we turned on an indicator. The first indicator we turned on was smart money by loose algo. And the second indicator we turned on was ICT. So I want to show you a little bit of how I used these indicators to make these entries. So now I did not just turn on ICT. For those of you who might be having issues with your time frames, time intervals with London, what you need to do is don't adjust the London time. Some people will tell you to adjust the London time. Don't leave it that way. That's been configured. That's why it's an indicator. What you need to do is to adjust your time in your country. For those of you in Lagos or those of you in Nigeria, Lagos should be your time here for UTC. So just click on UTC here. And UTC +1 should be your time for those in Nigeria. You can see Lagos. So find out which one works with you in your country. That's what you should select. Once you select it, automatically the indicator will adjust to your time in your country. And every time frame here, because I was having that issue a time ago where it's my time here is showing me that it's news time and then it's not news time. So take note of that so that you cannot be having issues with time. Now, if you notice the indicator for Asian session and all these sessions are not very much. If you want to increase it, it's simple. You just tap on it. When you tap on it, you just increase this. You can see it's on 3. So only 3 sessions. So you increase it to 10. You have more sessions in case you want to see history. Every other thing remains the same. Okay, so for the smart contracts or the smart concept, what helped us again was we turned on what we call, you can see they are turned off, premium and discount zones. Those zones are the ones that gives you the accurate entries. Okay, sometimes your entries might be too early, and then we turned on fair value gaps. Fair value gaps are very important, and take note of their colors. Premium and discount zones, you can see that premium zones is on red, discount zones are on green. Equilibrium from economics is where price, that supply and demand equals each other. In such zones, there can be swing, there can be market decisions, and supply might not continue or may continue depending on the speed or the volume of supply. Same thing, vice versa to demand. So that's why you must pay attention to equilibrium. So anytime price gets to equilibrium, I like to either break even or close that trade because I'm not expecting price to make a quick decision at equilibrium. So this premium and premium, of course, tells you that when you're targeting supply from the premium zone is where you should enter from. Discount zone tells you when you're targeting demand from the discount zone you should enter from. What it means is supply is for sell, demand is for buy. When you look upward, you see bullish FG. This is bullish fair value gap. You can see that it's on green. Then bearish fair value gap is on red. So the green one tells you that it's a bullish. That means that fair value gap will give a bullish movement. While the green one, the red one tells you that it's going to be down. Then our internal bullish, you can see, is also having this color. Bullish structure green, bearish structure red. Structure is when you see change of character and BOS. So let's take, for instance, you see this change of character is on green. It's giving you a signal for a bullish move. This BOS is also green. So this change of structure is talking about the entire structure, while BOS is talking about a particular structure. See, sorry, yes, of course. Meetings end in 10 minutes. Yes, of course. Change of character is more elaborate than break of structure. Change of character has more break of structures, while break of structure is just a single structure. So that's why I just take note of those two things. So there's bearish change of character, there's bearish break of structure. Okay. So anytime you're trading, usually to grab that premium and discount, it's easier to get it from a lower time frame. That's why you see that sometimes I posted entries from 3 minutes. You might not be able to spot them easily on higher time frames. Let me show you what I mean. For instance, if you look at this entry, okay, we can't see this entry now because it has moved. So what we're going to do is that we're going to increase the session. Let's increase it to 10 so that we can see more of it. Okay. Okay, so it has appeared. So on that day, when we had this trade, okay, those sessions are no longer appearing, those premium, because price has left those zones. They no longer appearing in these zones. Others use them to show you how we normally use premium and discounts to make entries. They're not appearing in these zones, but okay, it's showing on the most recent zone. Let me show you what I mean. Now look at it. When you are on this New York PM, and you want to make market entry. This premium, you can see this small zone here. You can see this discount zone here. You can see this equilibrium. Always wait for price to get into the premium before you make entry. If you look at it, you see that price got into the premium here. And the moment price got into the premium, this bullish movement began. Price never tested that premium again because it's a bullish move until it broke the equilibrium. And guess what? It's about to get to premium. Now, when it gets to premium, even if it is a weak high, close the trade at premium. I'm serious, close it at premium because you might see, because this premium is a very key zone. So always wait for price. Another key thing again is when you now check a higher time frame, like 15 minutes, you can see that 15 minutes has its own discount and premium zones. And you can see that price is not close to any of them. So let's take, for instance, price after every moves and decisions finally gets to this premium is a very key zone because this is a higher zone. And look at what is written here, strong high. What does strong high tells you? Strong high tells you that it will be difficult for price to break that high. So you have to be very careful. Strong high and then psychological level. And then you can see there's an OB. This red line describes a bearish OB. This blue line describes a bearish OB, a bullish OB. During the week, if you notice, there was a time price go here, and someone in my group was saying that he's going to buy. Sorry, he's going to sell here. And I told the person that sell might not continue here. Here and here. How did I get to know? Look at it. This was discount level for 15 minutes time frame. So price was going to buy from there. That's how I got to know. Though my discount was shifting, it was previously before the cycle level. So it was when price was manipulating those at cycle level. That's when it pushed our discount downward. So, but I've told you everything I'll tell you concerning psychological levels manipulation to now affect you next week. So next week, when you see discount before psychological level, don't go in immediately. Wait for 3 candles to confirm the entries. So the third candle, if it is bullish, then you go bullish. If it's bearish, then you go bearish. So that's the strategy we're going to use on the discount level and the premium level. So that was what helped us in making that decision. I think basically that will be all for us in today's review. So I don't know, but we're going to be looking out for our other tutor that was talking to us about some rules with the London session. Some of the rules were not obeyed during the week. So I'm not going to be looking at those rules in making some of my decisions because I don't want to make wrong entries. Like the rules of when London session breaks, Asian session upward, it makes the high of the week. That rule was broken, was almost broken here, but later it was maintained. But it was tested. You can see. I took it, but when I saw price returning there, I was a bit skeptical. But it maintained it too. It maintained it and didn't try it again until the next day. So such rules, but you need to know that they don't always work. So be careful when you are thinking, oh, because the other tutor said the low, when the low has broken this, it becomes the low of the day. It worked here. This was the low of the day. Price never came here again until the next day. So but there are sometimes when it doesn't work. It worked here. This was the low. This was the low of the day. But even our tutor was not bold enough to hold price to this point. He closed very early. I think he closed around here. So just a few of us that could hold price to this point. So that's to tell you that even with those rules, sometimes you have to be very careful. Yes, London session broke X session, and that became the low of the day. And sometimes when London session break Asian session upward, becomes the high of the day. It can work sometimes. So, but while you are taking such decisions in entries, you have to keep your eyes wide open. Don't open a trade and go and sleep, hoping that you are the owner of the market. Let me give you an example of how AI manipulates your entries. That was why I usually tell I usually tell people to be careful especially when you put entry very far, like some of you that would come and put entry here. I'll tell you, be careful. You know why? AI manipulates. The way you are seeing the market before that entry might change because there are people who came into the market 100,000 naira, 1 million naira, $100,000, $1 million, that AI is trying to collect their money by hitting their stop loss. So in the process of manipulating them, he might change structure before getting to your time. So when structure has changed, your entry might be defiled. Your entry might be defiled. And when your entry is defiled, you might be wondering if something was wrong with your analysis. You should know that this market is controlled by the AI and sometimes it's highly manipulative. So don't make entries as though you own the market. What affects this market is the people, the demand, the supply, and then the price actions. So you have to pay attention to these things first. And when your factors are confirmed, that's when you make entries. Don't go and make entry in the future like you're seeing the future. AI can change the future before you get into the future. Very careful about that. So that'll be all today. Thank you for joining in for today's review. I'll be looking forward to having you during our weekly analysis on Monday morning, 6 a.m. Until then, I want to wish you a successful weekend. Have a great rest. Get ready for next week's trading. Of course, you know, trading can be stressful, but I want you to know that just keep at what you're doing. You're very close to becoming successful as a trader. Every successful trader you see online, these were the processes they passed through, the process you're going through now. And I want you to know that you're almost there. And by the time you get there, you're going to